Hey guys, happy Wednesday. If you missed class today, there's just a few things to go over before I forget. First is Membeam, your hours due on Friday. Make sure you're also doing this well with fidelity. I also get alerts if you're just quick guessing and not trying. No bueno. So make sure you're putting the effort in for that. I also need the what will you be reading as well. Today, what we went over is in your virtual notebook or journal. So if we go into it, and if you go to the last 3 pages, so today we reviewed plot diagram. You all have been doing this, I swear, since kindergarten, but we still have to do it. So, that being said, there we go. I am looking for, let me move this so we can get through here. There we go. Your exposition, remember, is your setting and your characters. So setting is time. So where are you? Sometimes you have to use context clues because they won't tell us exactly what year we're in. And then the place we're at. Are we in Cinderella's castle? Are we on a spaceship? Are we in a forest? They will give us where we are. So time period and where the location is. We are also introduced to our characters. We definitely need to know our protagonist, our good guy. And a lot of times we meet our antagonist, our bad guy. So Batman, Joker, Batman protagonist, antagonist, Joker. Superman, Lex Luthor, Cinderella, evil stepmother, good guy, bad guy. And just as the exposition has been laid, and before we get to the rising action, we need our conflict because we can't have a story without at least one conflict. So there are 3 types of conflict. We have man versus man. That's where we get Batman versus Joker. We have man versus self. A lot of times you'll see the good angel, bad angel. So the good angel tells you that you found $50 in the parking lot and you're going to go turn it into Miss Judy on the way in. And the bad angel tells you, nah, you're just going to keep it because you want to go buy those new pair of jeans you saw yesterday at the store. That's where the internal man versus self comes from. And then the third one is man versus nature. So this is where a person or persons, people, are fighting against elements they cannot control. So tornadoes, drought, hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes, none of that we can humanly stop or prevent. So that is a conflict that may arise. So once we have our conflict established with our characters, we have our rising action, and that's where things start to build. The example I used is where, like, you have a little brother or sister and they want what you have, so then they start whining and yelling, and then they poke you, and then they shove you, and then they try to grab it out of your hands, and then it turns into all-out chaos. It's the idea that that conflict just slowly rises till it finally gets to this climax point, and that is where things can't get any worse. In a movie, you'll see the dude hanging onto the building by his fingertips, and you hope the helicopter makes it before he falls off. That's where it can't get any worse. The most suspenseful moment in a story. And then the falling action is rather quick. And the falling action are the events that start to solve that conflict. That conflict won't necessarily be resolved here. That's not till the resolution. So the best way to describe this is the climax is Cinderella loses her shoe at the ball. And if we think of the Disney version that's on ABC Family Freeform all the time, so Cinderella loses her shoe, and then she runs home without it. She turns back into her normal self. The evil stepmother gets mad and locks her in a room. The mice help her get out because the castle people are there. She tries on the shoe. It fits, and everyone realizes that she's the girl from the ball. All of that is falling action because the resolution itself is the fact that Cinderella then marries the prince and lives happily ever after. So all of those pieces that come together from the falling action are what makes the resolution. So remember that. We used our example, so we watched the birds today. If you need to watch it again, please do so because your answers to fill in your own plot diagram are here. This is where you are going to type in your answer, So I will be posting the nicer version to look at with this video, but your answers still go here in your notebook. Please remember that we are not turning in the notebook because I still plan on adding stuff in. So with that being said, that is pretty much it. So Membeam, what I'm reading, and birds all are due by Friday, need to be turned in. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Let me know if you have any questions.